Good afternoon, and my name is Carolyn Motley, and I'm with the Cannon County Chamber of Commerce, and you are?
I'm Connie Rigsby, and I'm with the Chamber as well, and we welcome you to the May edition of DTC taping. So the Historic Chamber is here for you to provide you all the things going on in the community here in Cannon County.
And you are watching the Cannon County Chamber Connection, and we have several guests with us today that will hold your interest, and if they don't, it should, and you don't tell them that it doesn't. So we do have guests today. We have Mila Vasquez, and she is a physical therapy director with Stones River Hospital. And on the other side of me, we have Patty Chappelle, and she is into their summer reading program for the library, which keeps a lot of kids interested. I'll tell you what, Mila, we're going to go with you first.
Oh, no, okay.
Welcome, Mila, to the program.
Thank you so much, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, good. Well, I know you're a new addition over at the hospital.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And I've got to meet you a couple of times working with some of the seniors with their balance, but physical therapy, that's yours.
Yes. What comes in mind when you hear physical therapy?
I've been hurt.
I've been hurt.
You know
Balance issues.
You know the meaning of PT?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
What? Pain and torture.
Exactly.
But what comes in mind is that when we say physical therapy, yes, a lot of people will say pain and torture. But really, we enhance, we promote, and we preserve movement. Movement, I'm emphasizing movement. You can see, I wore my shirt today for this special occasion.
I wasn't sure what you was doing there, Mila.
Because that's my emphasis today. We gotta move, we gotta get moving so that we will improve.
And so is it a program that you're putting on there at the hospital, or is this just your motto?
This is our motto. It's actually in our trifold brochure that we made last year. And we encourage people to just keep on moving. We service people in the hospital in an inpatient setting and outpatient setting. In outpatient, most commonly they come to us because they have pain. True?
Or they've been hurt.
Are they what?
When I broke my feet, I came to you.
True. For whatever reason that may be, they are in pain. So if you are in pain, let's say shoulder, you'll tend to stiffen that muscle. And when you stiffen that muscle, you lose the range of motion. And if you are also in pain, you tend to not move it. Have you guys heard the saying, move it or lose it? Yes. So we gotta move it. We gotta move it to improve. I'm sorry,
Keep showing her shirt off.
I love my shirt.
Not sure what's going on here.
But anyway, to do that, to service these people who are in pain, they are in pain. They're losing their strength. They're losing their range of motion because of that pain. Then that's when we come in and manage their pain through our physical modalities, or regain their strength through strengthening exercises, or regain their range of motion through stretching exercises.
Well, when you've been in a cast, there's a part of that, of where that injury is, that you can't move. So afterwards, you better get some help, because if you think you can do it all on your own, I did. I thought, well, listen, I'll get up and get out of here, and it wasn't like that at all.
No, not at all.
No, I went to physical therapy, but it was not pain and torture for me. It wasn't.
I'm glad
It was.
to hear that. Yes.
I think he cut some of my nerves, and I couldn't feel it, is what I think happened. But no, they did help me a great deal. In fact, I went twice.
Wow, you really liked it, didn't you?
I did.
I've also had it, physical therapy on my foot, so it's awesome.
Wow.
So you think about this as any age.
Yes.
Could be in a car accident or a fall.
Or they just slept wrong and they had a crick in their neck. Point of any part of your body, we can do it. Nike. But anyway, we also have a balance program, the one that you mentioned about a while ago. This balance program, we started this program a year ago also. Our therapist went through an extensive training to be able to practice this program. And I would like to look at it as a preventative form of treatment. How many times have you guys heard about people falling, breaking their hip, then ending up having a hip replacement? It's because they don't have enough balance. So that's where we come in. Those balance problems could be for a number of reasons. Some of them could be just as simple as, well, they can't see. Probably we need to look at the glasses, and probably they need to change the glasses.
Well, that will affect your balance.
It does.
Yes, ma'am.
It sure will.
Yes. Another thing is probably those people with diabetes. You know, have you heard about neuropathy?
Yes.
They can't feel their feet.
Right.
Yeah, if you can't feel your feet and you're
Well, I
walking.
have diabetes, and it hadn't come to that point yet. In fact, since I broke them, I feel my feet every day. There's not a day goes by. But I am aware that that is a serious problem.
It is. And so we can help that too. Well, what we're doing is we are trying to figure out what's causing for someone to lose their balance. We're looking at all those systems. You know, let's say muscle weakness. If you're weak also, you will lose your balance. How about dizziness? Have you guys heard about people getting dizzy? If you're dizzy,
Vertigo or something like that.
Medication has something to do with that,
medication
too.
will also cause you to lose your balance. All those, we're looking at that, and then once we find out what's causing that balance, then that we can mold our treatment towards that.
Very good.
And it's not all pain and torture. It really is. I'd tell you if it was, believe me. I would.
You get a bad reputation of that, don't you?
We also have an assistant. The names or the letters next to their name is LPTA. It means lots of pain, torture, and
Somebody always comes up with that. They always
that's
do.
what they say. But really, it is licensed physical therapy assistants.
Okay.
But I do think that what you've talked about is to keep your body moving is important. I think if you sit down, everything else is going to sit down too. So you might as well just
That's right. Get moving.
get comfortable because
yeah.
you're going to lose the ability to move around a lot.
So if they needed this type of service done here in the community, Stones River Hospital,
We're here.
Yeah.
Just give us a call. It's, should I say my number?
well, you go right ahead.
It's 615-653-7252. That's our direct number in our physical therapy department.
Now, do you have to have a doctor's, I want to say prescription, do you want to have the doctor, does a doctor have to send them to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. We always need to have a doctor's order.
okay.
Yeah. So if you end up in the situation that you've got to have someone and you don't want to be driving everywhere else, and just right down the road, you can come here to the hospital and get great physical therapy.
Physical therapy, and they did a great job.
We have a lot of our seniors that just do not choose to drive to Murfreesboro or anywhere else, and they have taken the physical therapy here in town, so.
That's right.
they've
And we
done-
also send them over here. Once they're done with therapy, we always send them to senior center and say, okay, you can continue your therapy over there because you guys have the machines in here.
Yeah, so-
I would like also to say something, something that I'm proud of as a physical therapist is that there are times that I would go with the patients to their doctor's appointments because that's my way of coordinating their with the doctor and with the patient about their plan of care. And
Well, I don't see a thing wrong with that.
That's a
If a
great
doctor
service.
doesn't care, I don't care.
That's a great service.
I love it. I just love it because a lot of times patients will say, well, before the doctor would only stay 30 seconds with me. But, but because I think the doctor knowing that there's another professional in there and I'm there to coordinate, then here goes 5 minutes and they are happy with that. The patients are.
Yeah,
To have that much time with the doctor, explaining to them what's going on with them and what we can do to get them better.
I think that's a great service.
I do too. And you mentioned something about the exercise equipment room here at the senior center. That's well used, isn't it, Connie?
Oh, mercy.
You almost have to make it.
I need a new facility just for the exercise
You
equipment.
almost have to make an appointment. But they also have the silver sneakers. They have the I want to say
class.
yogi. They have the yoga classes, which helps with,
And we work a lot on balance. I know we've had Mila
balance,
here during our health fair, and she was doing the balance exercising, kind of seeing, and folks were able to come by and see if they had good balance, maybe not so good, or really bad balance. And I know we had them all. We had lots of folks, and definitely think that that's something that everybody, if you're worried about your parents and if they've got great balance or not, that's something that you can check out. So.
Yes.
and a lot of times medication will cause you to have dizziness, which will affect your balance. Now, what you do about that, I don't know, but
Well, you take Mila,
where
and she
you go
goes to
here.
the doctor's office with you, and she gets it all coordinated. That's what she does. I think that's a wonderful service to have
Thank you
and
so much.
be provided, so. Well, thank you, Mila. I really do appreciate
Thank
you sharing with us what the hospital does and what you do. And
that's
keep
just-
moving, move
that's
to improve.
That's just one of the services,
Yes,
right?
just
Yes,
one.
ma'am.
That is.
That's
Yeah.
just one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, well,
you.
thank you.
Well, Patty,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
tired yet?
No.
You're just getting
I'm
started.
just getting started.
You
trust
are.
Me. We are getting ready to start our summer reading program. This year is a dig into reading, all dirty, and I know how the kids love to get dirty and stuff, so it's going to be
So we're going to send them all to you.
Send them to me, and I'm going to take care of them this year. We have already started our restoration. We did that Monday, the 29th, and it will go all the way until the end of June. We've got our program starting on the 30th with the local Canon Arts Dance Studio is going to come and perform. It's always neat, fun to see the kids dancing, and there's going to be adults that are actually going to dance this year. So it's going I'm not dancing this year. I danced last year, but I'm not going to dance this year. So, but there's a neat
I'm sorry, I missed it.
I know. There's going to be a neat surprise at the end for the kids. So we also are having NHECM bring their animals this year. Miss Patty always loves the animals because I get to hold the creepy crawlies. Trust me. Last year I did a tarantula on my shoulder and I about fainted, but that's okay. It was fun and we enjoyed it. He's going to bring all kinds of secret lair animals this year, so it's going to be kind of neat, and we're really excited
Wait a
about
minute,
that.
let's back up. He's going to bring what?
Secret layers, like all the animals that are in their layers, that live in layers and stuff like that.
Oh, layers. I thought you
Layers.
said
I'm a
layers,
little
and I thought,
country,
okay.
Okay, that is the country, layers.
Not layers of nothing on them or anything like that, no.
I thought, okay. You
That
mean
is the country
That's the
explanation of
country
this.
explanation of that, yes.
We got to have a little fun with that.
Okay.
Y'all are gonna give me a hard time about that for a while, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
The next program we have is the 13th is Edgar Evans. They are going to come and talk about fossils that they have actually found at Edgar Evans Park. We're really excited about that. And he's going to bring some critters too that dig, like scorpions. And actually there is scorpions in Tennessee, believe it or not.
Tennessee
I did not know.
scorpions.
Yes, there is, believe it or not. They were wanting me to hold them last
You
year,
know
but
that, don't you?
I said no. Hey, they had some last year and I about fainted. We're not holding
You're a
those.
better woman than I am, because they'd have to look in that jar to see them.
I held a snake last year, a 50-pound snake last year, and about fainted. Trust me. They like to
not a
torment Miss
snake,
Patty.
that's
What
a
can I say?
dinosaur.
I think that's what the theme of the summer
Torment.
program, Torment, is Patty.
There you go.
But you're going to be digging around anything that has to do with the earth and
Anything.
finding.
We're going to do the 20th. They're going to actually come and do cave dwellings. They're going to come and talk to us about, going caving, the safety issues of going caving. Do not go caving alone. Do not go
Oh, I
caving.
thought you was going to say, do not go caving. That's my first safety rule.
No, don't go caving alone. And there's a lot of issues and stuff that he's going to go over and explain to us about caving in the caves that are here in the state, in the Middle Tennessee area. So we're really excited about that. And then my favorite is the pool party. And you know how I love the pool party. This year, if we can sign up 10% more than we did last year, I'm going to let the kids do 2 mud pies in my face. And they're so excited about it.
Mud pies?
Mud
Mud
pies?
pies.
Why,
Guess what
was
they are?
wrong with, what?
Chocolate Cool Whip?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I've done the pie in the face. I know exactly all those
What was
tricks.
wrong with the Cool Whip? What?
I know all the tricks. Let me
It's
just
just
tell you.
chocolate flavored. The kids won't know that though, so it'll be okay. But we are actually going to do that. We're really looking forward to it. Like I said, it's Dig Into Reading. It's a 5-week program that gets to get the kids involved in stuff in the reading during the summer.
Is this a free program?
It is. It's completely free. The pool party's free. All of the activities and the programs are free. And they actually get prizes for reading, which is really neat, and I enjoy doing that with
I know
them,
the
too.
teachers love you because it seems like as soon as school is over, all learning stops.
Yes.
And so reading is our, we're out. We don't have to, think anymore. We don't have to read, but this is a way to get them to read and to learn things over the summer.
And when
Great
they go
program.
back to school for the next year, they can tell that they've done the reading program because they don't go back losing everything. They get to retain some of the stuff that they lose over the summer.
So all your grandparents that may be babysitting or whatever over the summer, and you want to help out, this is your way to help, is get them into this program. And then that gives you a free day. They come and hang out with you.
Parents that come though,
There
too,
is
isn't
a lot of adults. This year, some of the prizes for the adults is a night stay at the Adams House, the bed
yes.
and breakfast here in town. They get dinner at DJ's and they get movie tickets to the local drive-in. So that's the grand
now, wait a
prize.
minute.
That's a night out. That's a
People that
complete night
read,
out.
The adults
okay.
that read, we're going to draw out a prize and get. And there's a manicure. There's Jennings Jewelers. They gave a gift certificate this year. We have e-readers for the teens. I'm going to try to give a couple of those away to the teens. And the younger kids get dance lessons, karate lessons, and there's a lot of gift cards going on this year. So I'm really excited
Great
about it.
prizes.
Yes, great prizes.
Boy, it is. I mean, it's well worth coming to
It
sit
is.
and read and
Yes, and the parents that actually
touch a
bring.
scorpion.
There you go. No, the kids don't get to do that. This is Patty. But the parents that actually bring the kids to the program, we're giving out door prizes this year for each of the programs that they come to.
Now, this
Oh,
is not a
okay.
program that you just go and drop your kids off. They have to be
No.
registered beforehand.
They do.
Do go by, get this registration in. Do you fill up? Do you have a waiting list or anything
We
like that?
don't. We take as many kids and parents and teens that want to join. You can join. It doesn't matter. We'll take as many. You can do it at either location, the Adams Memorial Library here or the Auburn Town Library.
I was going to say, we do have a branch library in Auburn Town, and it is also having this program,
It is,
right?
yes, ma'am. They're both connected, and we are doing it at both locations.
Okay.
And it's your chance to come out if you hadn't come by and saw all the new renovations over at the library. That's a great
beautiful.
opportunity to do two things and come by and check out the new facilities, get registered for the summer programs, and
And we did have a fundraiser for the library last week, in fact, and it was a great success.
It was.
really
We are
We
very,
had a
very
roast
excited.
for,
Yes.
well, I'm wondering about this
Herb
whole
offset.
digging program. I saw all the digging going on over at the library. So is that part of this summer
It
program?
is not, but they're doing landscape, and they're going to landscape in front of it. And I could kind
Did you not see that?
They're digging stuff. They
Did you not see all the dirt? I thought, okay, they just got it all pretty
Now they're
and
digging it
green.
bring the kids, we'll dig up the lawn.
Well, they were actually wanting to bury me this year for the big prize at the end. They was wanting to bury me. They were, and I'm like, no.
Well,
not
Patty,
them.
what does that tell you?
I'm telling you, they love to torture me. But it's okay. I love doing it.
You're
I
up
love
for
being-
it for one
I
more
am.
year.
Yes, I always
But
am.
there's all age groups that really get in on
Yes,
this.
ma'am.
Are they putting groups, different groups, or do they all just?
No,
get the
we
same?
have the adult groups, the teen groups, and the youth groups. The youth group is from birth to 4th grade. The teens is from 5th grade to 12th grade, and then the adults are 18 years and older.
Okay.
So
Do the adults dig, or do they
don't
just
do-
come
No,
read?
they want to do the pies in my face. And I won't let them.
That's the ones that really want to do the pie in the day.
They really, I thought I could do an auction and sell tickets for the parents to do
That
that,
works.
just to raise money.
Well,
so.
Patty, it sounds like a lot of fun. I think it's a great theme this year. I
Thank
think
you.
it's a really great theme, and we wish you all the luck. And for everybody that's out there, if you don't have your child registered or your young person, get
Hey,
that
it's
taken
free,
care. It's
guys.
free. Hey, and it's a whole
Free.
summer of fun.
That's right,
6
and
weeks
you've
of-
got
or 5
great,
weeks of fun. Yes, it is.
5 weeks
great
of
door
fun.
prizes, you
Yes,
know.
we do.
And
This-
it does keep your kids, if you have the kids at home all summer and you're home with them,
You're
and
gonna be
you're a
looking for a
grandparent or
day.
a parent,
Every
you better find
Thursday.
something, everything you can find to
Yes.
keep them busy, because otherwise
It's going to be a long, hot
Yes,
summer.
it is. Yes, it is.
It
Take
is.
my word for it.
Thank you, ladies, for letting me
Thank
come. I
you.
greatly
We
appreciate it. I do.
Well, I hope you do good. And you know, she brought me this little calendar of events. And on this calendar, she also put, you know how every day, or not every day, but every
Unique
day
holidays.
is named about
Yeah,
something.
something,
Well,
there is.
today is Save a Rhino Day.
It is.
Now, I don't know who comes up with these things,
Save a rhino.
But they've got one on here that's Lumpy Road Day. That's Friday.
But your favorite, what was your favorite?
Dance like a chicken.
Now, that's coming up. That's on the 14th. Now, all of our guests out there, I know DTC is going to be roaming the counties to find Dance Like a Chicken Day, and they're going to film these. No, they're not.
These people dancing like a chicken.
But I know this calendar. I know where you get those things. That we have those kind of fun days around here, too. So
They're awesome. They are.
I bet you
awesome.
would win on that day. Dance
She
like
would.
a chicken.
Dance like a chicken.
Yeah, I bet you could do
A
that really good.
one-legged one, maybe. I got one foot that doesn't work quite as well as the other one, so
Well,
it's okay.
well, I bet you there's a day I say Love a Tree Day. I bet you our next guest would enjoy being involved in that. And I know one other thing that he's got going on this summer is
I love
the
this
fishing
event.
rodeo.
The fishing
Kids.
rodeo.
This is the second year for it.
This is, well, you mentioned it there. It's the second annual youth fishing rodeo for kids 12 and under here in the county. I'm tickled to death to be a part of this and to get it instigated in the county. And we've got the American Legion Post 279 is coming along to help us. They've thrown in this year. They're going to, a couple of them going to come in and provide and cook all the food for the kids. If they want something to eat, it's free for them. The TWRA is throwing in some catfish to release here in the river for them to come catch. We've got just last year had 98 kids show up for the first year, which was spectacular
amazing.
show up.
It's amazing.
I'm expecting, that again, and probably I would expect more as word gets out about it.
One thing you and I discussed, first of all, we want to tell everybody who
You are. I kind of assume everybody knows you, Mark.
He is Mark Vance, and he is our game warden, and with the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, and they started this last year. Great event. Your first year is always a learning year, and I think
Yes.
what happened
learned a
last
lot.
year was people brought multiple poles. This year, we're not going to do that. He's not going to do that. It's one pole per entry, and it is for the youth. I mean, you have to bring your parent, but not necessarily for him to fish or her to fish. You're supposed to do the fishing.
I don't, you mentioned the multiple poles. The main reason behind that is we can only fish from the Dillon Park side, which is public property that anybody can go there and fish if they want to.
Right.
The other side of the river is all private property, and I don't want to have to ask for permission for 100 people to go fish over there. So we fish from the Dillon Park. And at 98 kids, it was pretty tight, and with multiple fishing rods in the water. So we're just going to hold it to you can fish with whatever bait you want, but just one rod in the water at a time. You can bring more if one messes up, but one
Right,
in the water.
but not all at the same time.
Yeah, not all at the same
I
time.
can just see this. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been fishing before
yeah.
and with kids, and it's usually some type of mess
Well, I have to
and
be-
hooks.
I'm a game warden, and I enforce the game laws of Tennessee, and it's hard to get after somebody that's squirrel fishing, fishing up in the trees. It never happens,
That's how I
Or hat fishing,
I don't want, and the hat fishing, that ain't right. That ought not be. But that's the way it happens
I
sometimes.
think that's called fly fishing.
There you go.
You call me the name that I'm given, the game warden, and that's what I'm known by, and commonly known by that. But I'm the wildlife officer. But there's some other names that are out there that I find pretty funny.
Okay.
It's the pond cop.
The pond cop,
The
okay.
pond cop, the rabbit sheriff.
The rabbit.
My daddy called me, was a possum sheriff. He said, I can't believe I got a possum sheriff as a son name. But
Haven't heard that one.
my favorite is the fish fuzz.
The fish.
But it's,
They ought to have a day for that.
I'll
the
have
fish
to
fuzz
come
day,
up with a
there
day
ought to
for
be one
that.
today.
There is.
But I'm tickled to be involved with this and to get local support from people here in the county and here in Woodbury. I go before the city council, ask permission to use that. And you don't have to come to us, but I do it to
Well, an organization, I'm not sure who all was involved, and they did get all of the undergrowth off of the river, so it's very pleasant there.
Wonderful place.
Yes.
You mentioned the
go there
undergrowth.
and
That was kind of I started talking to some folks about doing this, and I went to the sheriff and said something to him about it because I wasn't sure who owned the property or where it ended. And but I went down there and got to look at it, and it was all Japanese privet, which is an invasive to the state and the U.S. And it was so choked that you couldn't even get down there and enjoy the river. But the sheriff got down there, and it didn't cost anybody a dime. The sheriff got down there, and he had some trustees and some folks that was in the jail, but they come over there and they, with axes and chainsaws, and cleaned it up. And I went through and marked the trees that were native, put flags on them, and they left everything that they were supposed to leave and cleaned out that old privet. And you can get down there, and they did it really for the rodeo. But I've had so many comments since then. People be able to get down there and enjoy that, to use that, and just to get down there and enjoy the water.
You know, across the river from that area, of course, one of the private owners is the Old Feed Store Antique Mall.
Right.
And they've done a great job about keeping it clean down to the bank and on the bank, and you can sit out there and watch the ducks, and the river is very pretty at that angle.
Yes.
Now, my next question to you is, that's right before that little dam, but when people sign up for this event, are you going to do that at the stage in Dillon Park, or do they have to come right up there to the river?
What I'll
to
have
do
we'll have a little cordoned off area there for people to park in, and we'll have a couple of tents set up. The ladies, the auxiliary with American Legion will be operating a couple of tents and everybody that comes by that day is gonna get a little goodie bag, and you know, they'll have a little something that they can fish with in there that day, and then some other little prizes, some games and stuff that they can have, color books. But they'll be up there and they can register there, and then they can just go wherever they're on the river on the Dillon Park side and fish if they want to.
Just a fun thing to do.
I think it's great. I think the kids enjoy it. I don't know of a kid that doesn't like to fish. They may be so young they don't really know what that is, but they still want to go do that.
That they do, and that's one
Now, they
thing.
may not stay there 5 minutes, but they still want to
You know,
do that.
Or talk so much they scare all the fish off.
Some of their attention spans, and after they've been there 5 minutes, they're throwing rocks in. That's the way I was as a kid, you know. It took me a little while to get older to learn enough that I'm there to catch a fish, not just to throw rocks at them if I see one. You know? But, you know, and it's that you mentioned it, it's the thing to get the kids out. You know, I hope that there's somebody that's never been fishing that comes down there and that's their first time. And we've got plenty of catfish in there, and they're gonna be hungry, and hopefully they can catch one, you know. And that'd
great
be so neat.
pictures.
Their first fish, you know, we took a picture last year, I think it was about 80 kids.
seen
Some of them had
those
already left, but
pictures.
it was a big picture, and we had all these kids in there, and every one of them grinning ear to ear, whether they had caught a fish or not. And that's
just
what we
the
want.
They
We-
got
They're down
muddy
there.
or wet or something, that's why they were smiling.
Play in the water.
Yeah, we have, you know, we'll have people down there to make sure if somebody slips in the water, we've got throw cushions to keep them from, you know, some safety officers, I'll call them, if there's the issue, that we'll have that, and we'll have the paramedics down there in case there is a medical emergency, and thank goodness there wasn't anything last year. So, you know, we want everybody to have a good time and have a safe time, and just come out and have a
Good
big
time,
day.
and don't bring your boat.
Don't
Bring it.
Well, you
not
can bring
gonna
it,
let you put
you can
it
bring
in.
it after 12 o'clock, you can put it in and go on, but you may have to still have some people trying to
Well,
fish.
I think a lot of people are probably hoping when that's over, that some of those fish didn't get caught, you know?
Last year, I know that there was some fish still in there, and for a couple of 2 or 3 weeks, there was still some catfish being caught. And
Yeah.
they may not have caught them all, so there may still be some in there now.
Now, this event is on
they've grown.
June 8th.
June 8th,
That's a Saturday,
Saturday,
so starts early.
it'd be 8 to 12 is the time that we've, you know, the fish will be in there at some appointed time before that. I'm not gonna try to mention when, you know, and I can't keep out of, I can't keep
By
out of.
7:30.
No, unfortunately, it's gonna be a long time before that. I can't keep out anybody from fishing. It's public water, they can fish.
So you're not gonna camp out?
No, I'm not gonna camp out. All I do is just ask somebody, you know, if you catch one of the catfish, that you leave
Put
it
it
there.
back.
Put it back for the kids to enjoy. And after that, it's no holds barred. You can fish if you can legally fish, and just go right at it.
If you really
Now, do the
need
kids have to have a license on this day?
They do not. Well, one thing, this is free fishing day. That one day in the state of Tennessee, nobody has to have a fishing license
Wow.
to fish. You still have to go by the laws, by keeping in size and all such as that, but that's free fishing day. But kids 12 and under don't have to have one anyway.
Okay,
So they're good to go.
good.
And
know
like I
was
say,
somebody
there was a
else.
big crowd that, you know, for that many for the first year.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
We had, there was an estimate, somebody estimated probably 400 people all total, counting the kids and parents and people
I
there
wanna
just
see that.
watching and, you know.
You know, I hesitated about advertising this outside of the county too much because I thought, you know, people like to do this.
Yeah.
And we want people to come to Cannon County, but I don't, you may get more than you bargained for there, so
Well-
I kind of hesitated about going,
The good thing about that day
Too overboard with
is,
that?
there'll be others counties that are having fishing rodeos that same day.
Oh, okay.
Up at Pea Ridge, there's a big pond up there, just over in DeKalb County, they have one. I know there's 2 different places in Murfreesboro that have one, so there's opportunities outside the county other than this one to go. But,
Well, that's
I'm not,
great.
we're not gonna limit it to just, to Cannon
Well,
County.
no, you
So,
really can't.
But, last year, I think there was, out of the 98 kids, there was probably, I believe, 16 that were from out of the county, which
Yeah.
that's great, if
But
they
we
live
want
right on the
people
edge and
to
they're
come
closer
there.
here than they are.
I just didn't want you to
Yeah.
get overwhelmed because I didn't know that other counties were having them too, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah,
That sounds
What
like
is
fun.
the ages of the kids that can participate?
12 and under,
12 and under.
if they can hold a fishing pole, bring them down there. I don't mind mom and daddy casting and helping them out. That's, but it's for the kids and that's what we want. If they're able to do it, bring them on, let them fish.
Great pictures. I bet you there's some great
yeah.
pictures that weekend.
That they will.
Listen, we've got this one old catfish in our pond, and well, there's only one I know of, and I'm thinking it was the same one, but when my grandkids were little, they would come out there, and they would go down and fish that pond, and I don't know how many times that fish was drug out of that pond. Now, he was big.
Yeah.
I mean, he was big where they'd have to drag him out.
Yeah.
He'd get so far, and then they'd pull him out and everything. And I'm thinking he's still there because they've grown up now, and he probably looks like a whale now if he
Yeah.
lived through all of that.
I remember Daddy was, when he was fishing, he called him big as old blindy, they get old and slow, but they just hang around and just eat, so that's, and big catfish are fun to catch, so.
They are, and I thought, don't bring it to the house. I don't want to cook it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to. Just throw him back in there for another day, that's all.
Can I talk about the month of May for a minute?
Yes.
Well, hey, we
Yeah.
are in the month of May.
Yeah, we're first day of May. We're talking about June here, but now, and one of my jobs as part of being a wildlife officer is being the public image of the TWRA, and there's a lot of things that I do for the public. Let me see, this coming Saturday, I'm bringing the laser shot trailer, which is kind of a video game trailer coming up for the SAVE project that's on the square for that project. Then I'm working with 4-H the following weekend. Well, actually, that's on a Friday, I guess, the 10th. Been down here for the 4-H, and all the 4th graders in the county are coming over, so I'll be talking to every one of those. And then the next weekend is one of your events
Yeah,
that I'll
the
be
good old
taking.
days.
The good old days. I'm bringing the wildlife trailer up. It'll have a lot of the different, it'll have photographs and some mounts of all the wildlife of Tennessee. So that'll be there for the people to come and take part of too. So my May's gonna be
I
pretty
have
full
a
too.
couple
Lots
of
of
events
education.
that
Yes.
you might need to come to.
What's that?
Well, they're later on in the year. We have a car show that I think if you sat up there, it would be good, but that's in September, so.
Well, we do have a pickup truck that we take around to different events for the state of Tennessee that I might be able to get up here for that.
All right,
great.
that'll work.
That'll work.
We would love for you to come to the library and talk to the kids. I know there's a Hug a Tree program that I've wanted to get the kids talked to about.
Well,
So,
I like my trees too. My trees and little birds. Those are my two things.
I was trying to see what else we could put you in.
You look like you need some more work to do.
Cinco de Mayo, is there anything you have that might work?
There's Go
Espanol,
Fishing Day
Piquito
on the
Amado.
18th.
See, he's got it down
Oh,
pat.
see, Go Fishing Day is
Yeah.
the 18th of June.
That's it.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of things going on. Well, thank you, Mark.
I'm
We
tickled to be
really
here, and I
do
appreciate y'all
appreciate it.
having me.
Well,
Yes.
Mark, we're gonna have you back again, because you're fun to talk to. You are,
I try.
I know you do.
Great things.
And we are glad that you come, and we are glad that you do all these things. And I think the fishing rodeos for the kids are great. I think anything we can do, as well as what Patty does with the library for the kids in the summer, hey, I'm all for that. These are good, clean events that everybody can take part in.
That's it. Get them out from front of a TV.
That's
Out
right.
from the Fativa. You're absolutely right.
That's right.
So I'll tell you, I don't know about your May, but my May looks slam full here in Cannon
I
County.
don't know, but somebody must have sent out the word to have all of your events in May. Don't hold any over. And I think it's because the weather warms up in June and July, and people are trying to get everything done while it's still cool enough for people to go outside, because we're spoiled. We don't want to get out from under that air conditioner.
So what that means to us here in Cannon County is that every weekend in May has something huge and big and fun for you to come and do. So if all the other 11 months of the year, you've decided not to come, May is the time to come to Cannon County.
You don't want to miss anything,
Because
and there's something every weekend.
every weekend, we have May 11th, the biggest one-day mule show is going to be here in Cannon County. And I think that is going to be a fun event. I don't know what it is about mules that people love to come and see, and all the apparel and different things, and
Well,
just,
they want to ride on a wagon pulled by mules.
I don't know, that's something that folks like to do. We have the spring fling that's coming up, and this is a lot of the businesses around the square, our antique places, and a little bit of other businesses that are going to be participating in that, and that's May 10th and the 11th. And that's right before Mother's Day, so if you don't have that Mother's Day gift yet, definitely come. There are going to be a lot of businesses that have ideas and can help you with that.
And not only that, but if you purchase something on those 2 days and you keep your receipt, then you can go to the 3 restaurants that are involved in that. And that's Lion's Den Pizza, Joe's Place, and The Gathering Place, which is a new cafe at the old Feed Store Antique Mall.
And get 10% off.
Yep.
10% off.
And
your
they're
event.
going to give away door prizes. It's kind of this is the first year for this, and it's mainly the businesses on the square. Now, in coming years, this may branch out and be kind of like our Christmas open house, which they're hoping it'll be like that. But we have a lot of unique stores. We have a lot of antique stores, and you certainly, you'll find something. You'll
It'll
find
be fun.
something even if you didn't know you needed it. You'll still find something,
I think that's the Old Feed Store's motto.
probably.
I think it
That's
is.
probably where I heard that, Connie.
Exactly. And then the following weekend, of course, it's our big event for the Senior Center. It's the Good Old Days are back in Woodbury on the May 17th and 18th. And that's why I have my Easter egg selection of events, because depending on what you're in, what pageant you're in, what dog show, cannonball run.
What outhouse
What
you're gonna
outhouse
build.
race you're going to build, just the different things that you're going to do during that weekend, plus the music, plus the entertainment that's going on, 2 stages, vendors, craft vendors, food. I'm tired. I'm really getting
Well, it's
tired.
going to get worse before it gets better.
It is going to get worse before it gets better.
You can be tired in June.
I can be tired in June. You're absolutely right.
You know,
Because
this is really one of the biggest events that Cannon County has. And it is a fundraiser for the Senior Citizen Center, and Connie and all her staff and the people at the Senior Center, they work on this year-round. It's kind of like the Fiddlers thing in DeKalb County, which I still think they're maybe a little bit bigger, but not much.
yeah.
Anyway, Connie and them work on this. It's almost anymore a year-round thing. But, there's so many things. They have the 5K runs.
Yeah. The Cannonball Run. And that's going to be Up Doolittle
likes
this
to
year.
run. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, Up Doolittle Road this year, and so
outrun a car.
we've sending out little notices to folks, but it's going to be early in the morning. We start at 7. It'll be done by 8:30, so just be cautious through that area. But this is also in combination with the Walk Across Tennessee finale. So we have a lot of folks that if you're not running for a 5K, which I'm not running, but I could go out and do the 5K walk or do the mile fun walk. Lots of chances for you to get out. Great opportunity to bring the little wagon, put the kids in, walk up and down, and be safe and have lots of fun that morning. Get out and get, like Mila said earlier, get out and move it, lose it.
These are events that are going away if you don't participate in them or if you don't come to watch them, because it's a combination of both. You need the entries, but in order to get the vendors and the craft people and everything here, you've also got to have a crowd. The same way with all the pageants that Connie has. Of course, those usually do bring out the crowd.
Oh, they do.
Because everybody wants to see their daughter or granddaughter.
One child could have 20 people. just for one child. You know, their grandparents, both on each side, the families, aunts and uncles and everybody, and every camera in town is here. Everything is caught on film.
But I'll tell you another one is the dog show.
Oh, yes,
And
I'm
you may
always
have
amazed by the
10 to
dog
every
show.
family by the dog show, you know.
2 years ago, we had more dog show participants than we had
We had
baby show. It was the first year in a long time, and I was amazed. But those folks loved their pets. I mean, from the cutest dog to the ugliest dog to the one that I like the best, where the dog and owner look alike. It is amazing. What happens to people and their animals that over time period they begin to look alike. And it happens, and you look at these winners and you're going, that is absolutely right. It happened.
I have seen that.
Oh, you
Connie.
have seen it. I know you
have.
have. But again, you know, can't leave the dogs out. We've got the babies. We have a pageant from birth all the way through. We have the Miss Senior Citizen pageant, which Miss Sharon Haley is our reigning queen, and she's ready to turn over her crown to a new reigning Miss Senior in the community. We have the Miss Good Old Days contest, which is usually just a huge event anyway. And Miss Taylor Nams is our reigning Miss Good Old Days, and she has been fabulous this year. She has been here for events, been out in the community doing things. She's just been a great, great person to work with. And so, but the baby shows, the Little Miss, the Little Misters, you know, all of those different events that go on. But we have some new things this year. We are bringing back the outhouse. It's not the race. We kind of have an issue with space now with the square setup, but we are having the outhouse decorating contest. So you're sitting there going, what? So we want
And
you to...
don't think these are the porta potties.
No.
'cause they're not.
This will not be the porta potties for the event. But you decorate. We have rules. You have to have rules for everything, but you have rules for decorating your outhouse and some ideas. I have a card group that plays cards, and so they are building the Royal Flush. That is their card-themed outhouse contestant. And so you've got a group of people, you all know these people that have stuff that they can build an outhouse, decorate it up, it can be painted. You know, you only have a couple of rules. One, it has to have a seat inside, and it has to have some source of paper, like toilet paper or newspaper or Sears and Roebucks or corn on the cob, you know, cob.
I never understood that really.
I didn't either, but it happens.
That's all right.
I think,
you can throw a
you
few
know.
cobs in there if somebody's man enough to use them, then that's okay.
So, and we've got games for kids just to come by and play. They can do cornhole. They can do some hula hoop contests. They've got some tug of war, some sack races. We have a new it's called like needle and haystack. So you're going to be digging through hay to find certain prizes, and that'll be something fun for the kids to do.
I've seen that done with corn.
I've seen that. We've seen it at several different places. They've had dirt and gravel and things like that, and kids just love to do that. And so we really didn't want to mess up the square too much, so we're going to do a big pool that has hay in it, and we'll hide prizes in that the kids can look for. So,
right.
and that's free things that they can come out to do. And again, it's something to keep folks busy. And I always consider the Good Old Days the time for the entire community to come together.
It is.
And it's kind of like their yearly reunion. Everybody brings out that lawn chair and sits around the square.
That's really all you have to do is you just got to bring you a good lawn chair, an appetite, and a good attitude. And you're going to have fun. Whether you want to or not, you're going to have fun. You have a lot of food booths that set up for that, so you have your choice.
Yeah, all kinds of food, and then of course,
Vendors,
I'm really
crafts.
excited about one of the vendors, food vendors this year is going to be Julia's Bakery in Murfreesboro.
Oh, yes.
The big pink
yes.
truck that has all the baked goods will be here, and if you've never had somebody bring you something out of a little pink box
She does
from
a great
Julia's.
job, or they do a great job.
It's, great desserts. And even the Senior Center is doing a booth for folks to find out a little bit more about the Senior Center, and they're going to have fried pies, I hear.
That always
Yeah,
gets,
sign me up.
that
Fried
always
pies.
gets everybody excited.
So we
They
hope the
always
fried
do.
pies last Friday and Saturday, but if they don't, all of those funds are going to go back into the senior center and do exercise programs here. So, you know, something for everybody. If you want more information, you can give us a call at the senior center, check in with the chamber. Carolyn can get that information over to you. So, but I don't want to hold up because that's not it. I mean, you
I
have the
know.
cruising on the square the
Well,
following
our
weekend.
last one that we had scheduled for April got rained out. That was last weekend.
Was that not the rainiest day?
Yes, and I knew that morning, I thought, no one's bringing those cars out today. I know that.
So you didn't get them out in April, so May the 25th is the cruise in on the square. We've got some great prizes for folks that actually bring their cars out. They can put their name in for a TV. Is that right?
And that'll be given away we have the cruise in the fourth Saturday of every month from 4 until 7:30. And for each time you bring your vehicle and participate in the cruise in, you can put your name in the hat for a 32-inch flat screen TV that will be given away at the October cruise in. That's usually our last one. And it's also our toy drive cruise in, and we need you to bring a toy for Christmas at children time, for children at Christmas time. And people do that. Last year they were very generous with that. And we're hoping that will happen again, but that cruise in, we will draw your name to see who wins the TV. And of course, the only month that in September, the fourth Saturday, is the Color of Fall Car Show. So we won't give entries to the TV for that. This is just for the cruise-ins.
Yeah.
And so, but you have to bring your vehicle and you have to come in and participate, and there's no cost to it. You don't have to pay to come in. You don't have to, there's no entry fee for the cruise-in. So we hope everybody will come out, and we'll take cars, trucks, motorcycles, outhouses. If it has the wheels on it, bring them on. You don't.
Bring your wagon in. And then coming up the following weekend, it seems like May goes on and on forever, but the 25th, 26th, and 27th is the Memorial Ride, and this is a horse ride, and Cannon County is famous for these, but the Memorial Day Ride is the Cannon County Walking Horse Association will ride. They leave the fairgrounds, parade through town, and then ride up to the
Short Mountain at the campgrounds.
I've done that before.
I have to.
It was fun.
I've watched.
It was fun. I had a good horse. That makes a world of
That
difference.
does make a world of difference.
The only thing was that we were crossing a ridge, and this man came by on this spirited little horse and just traveling right along, and he went over to the side of the bridge and jumped off. And so I'm thinking, okay, horse, don't do that. We're not.
But
they have a lot of fun, and they get up there and
there's a
camp.
horse show during that time. There's
Right.
camping, food, entertainment, dancing. It's a whole fun event, and you can check those folks out. And that's the Memorial Day Trail Ride,
Right.
Always fun. And then that gets us to June. I mean, we do really don't stop. We just kind of
We
keep
have
going.
fewer things. in
We
June.
have fewer
fewer.
things that give everybody a little bit of a rest because they've been here all month. But June 1st is the Gazaway Homecoming. And for most of you, this is a small community that puts on a big event every year. And they always have a country ham breakfast. They have games and information. They have a parade there in Gazaway. Mm-hmm. And I know Karen Ashford is kind of the contact person for that.
She
and
is.
they have entertainment. And so, again, something fun to do, go out. It's another homecoming for them. And that's June 1st, first weekend.
Right. And another thing that is, and we've set a date for this. They're building a new structure for our farmers market.
Yay!
We're not sure it's going to be done by then. We're hoping. But I think it's going to open regardless, probably, whether it's done or not. And that will be Saturday, June 15th. And the farmers market opens, and it is down in the parking lot of the Arts Center on John Bragg Highway. And so if you want fresh vegetables, fruit, whatever, that's the place to go.
And the building you're talking about was a grant for the county and
It
everything.
was.
So it's been a great project, and, fingers crossed, they're starting to build and getting everything together. If it's not open then, it'll still be going on. It'll just be out in the parking lot. You can go down and, I mean, corn
a
and
great bunch of
tomatoes
things
and you name the fruits. And they're all locally grown and brought there, great prices.
In fact, our Blue Porch restaurant at the Art Center, she utilizes that farmer's market every year. I mean, her vegetables and everything, her salads, they're fresh. She just goes out in the parking lot and gets them.
So I mean, this just makes me a little, wow.
This year's going by. It's going to be Christmas again. I haven't
Don't
even put
say
up all
that.
of my Christmas from last year
Don't
yet.
say that. Don't say
is.
that. But lots and lots of activities for the month of May for everybody, for the entire family to come out to do. And then, that just gets us right into July and,
Of course, we have the fireworks display in July. That's on the 3rd, which is going to be on a Wednesday. They started this, what is this, the 3rd or 4th year?
so that means,
And they're going to have the mules, so if you don't want to park down at Dillon Park, because that's where they put the fireworks at. And they also start that event like at 6 o'clock. But the fireworks don't go off, of course, till after dark. But you can park on the square, and they're going to have the mules and the wagons that will take you down to Dillon Park. It's not far away.
and other things that you can do in Cannon County if you don't want to go to any of this special event, the Moonlight Drive-In is open. 2 shows, two different screens. That is open now, and that's always something fun to come and do. 2 features on each screen, so you go, you get the price of pretty much a movie, and you get 2. And there's great food there.
They
and
do have
you
great
can
food.
call and find out on their line what the movies are showing, but those are Friday and Saturday and Sunday nights. So
And
fun
then, of course,
things.
our art center, they stay busy too, and they've got their museum, and they also have a gift shop that you can visit there during the week, 10 till 4. But now May 17th, they're going to have Songwriters Night featuring Tim James, and you can enjoy an evening of hit songs with some of Nashville's hit makers. And of course, any events they have at the Art Center as far as for plays or concerts, the Blue Porch restaurant at the Art Center is always open before these plays. They are also going to be having May 31st through June 15th on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And Sundays is always a matinee. It's at 2 o'clock. Friday and Saturdays, it's at 7:30. They're going to have Cash, Ring of Fire, with a set of gifted musicians, and they'll guide you through Johnny Cash's remarkable life, and they'll do that through its music.
Ooh, that'd
So
be
a
good.
lot of people are big Johnny Cash fans, and that's what will be there. And we have one other event that I want to bring up here. Sergeant Franz Walkup.
Yes.
He's one of Cannon County's heroes, and he is returning to Cannon County on a 30-day leave. Franz was seriously injured during a gun battle in Afghanistan last September. He's gone through a lot of pain and suffering and several surgeries, and he's been recovering ever since. You may have seen his picture in the news. President Obama did visit him in the hospital. This young man, at one time, I didn't think I'd ever see him alive again. And of course, this family has already lost one son to, I don't know if it was Afghanistan or Iraq that he was there, but he did get killed. But they're going to honor this one. He's coming home. And on the 19th, they're going to have a parade in his honor at 1 p.m. in Woodbury. And then that will be followed by entertainment at Dillon Park. And everyone's welcome to come to this. We have so many young men and women that are putting their life on the line for us.
Absolutely.
And if we get one that can come back, we need to honor them with everything we've got, believe me, because they help protect us on a daily basis. So this young man will be there, and everybody's looking forward to seeing him again.
I think that'll be a great event. And so if you're interested in that, I know you can get a hold of Carolyn at the Chamber and to the Welcome family and everything. We support you in all of these events, and we encourage everyone in the community to participate and come out and salute this young man that has given, quite a bit.
Oh, he really has.
He has. You talk about giving your all.
It's been a
And this
long year.
family has given a lot of family members and to give us, be able to do what we do on a daily basis. So
That's right.
we really do appreciate them, and we want to salute him in every way, because he is a true hero.
He is.
He is.
I mean, when you're talking about heroes, you may not be Spider-Man, but I'm telling you what, this is your heroes right here. You need real people.
Yeah.
And
so-
he's one of
And
them.
the Pray to Believe on that day, May 19th, is going to be at 1 p.m. And then
It
they're going
is.
to end up at Dillon Park, and they're going to be having some events and activities there. So come out and
You
say
get
thank
to
you.
meet him and, yes,
Say thank you.
say thank you, that's right.
Yeah.
And we've talked your ear off.
We have. I think we've had a good long run today, and I think there's a lot of things to do. And if you don't believe that, just drive through Woodbury and Cannon County over the next few weeks, and there'll be something you can just run into.
You're right. And then we also have the distillery, big draw for the community. They are open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays now. So if you want the tour and everything, probably starting on those days or when you need to go up there.
Well, I think that's all, folks.
It is. We'll see you in June.